life. We have been having so much fun here in Port Aransas. Of course, we've shown you the food and the beaches, but did you know that right here, Fly at Port A, they have an assortment of kites from teeny tiny ones to huge ones. It is such a fun hobby. Jeremy and Courtney Timms are the owners here. Courtney, I'm going to start with you. First of all, this is a true mom and pop shop. You guys have been around for how long?
So the store has been around for 35 years, since July 13th in 91.
Okay.
Yes.
I love the 90s. We love to refer to the 90s. But you and your husband took over when?
About 4 years ago. We're celebrating 4 years this month, actually.
Amazing. Congratulations. And did you always have a love for flying kites, or was this a new hobby as an adult?
So it's kind of a new hobby for us. We were just looking for something that we could do together, and this came on the market, and we got bit by the kite bug. For sure.
Got bit by the kite bug. I mean, look at the selection here. Jeremy, have you ever flown kites as a kid? Is that kind of what brought the hobby back up?
I remember trying to fly kites as a kid. Whether or not success, I'm not sure. But yeah, you know, we learned from buying the shop and learning the products that it's not as hard as you might think.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll see that later.
Hey, you guys have a true huge assortment here. We were looking at some of the tiniest kites up to some really big kites that you have to actually put into the ground. But what are the different sizes? Because, I mean, we're looking at the ones on the ceiling, we're looking at the ones in the packages, but from small to big and bigger. Right.
So something we would consider like a regular kid's kite might be a triangle-shaped kite that's probably less than 4 foot wide, right? Once we get to the 6 foot plus range, we're talking about adult kites. And they just get bigger from there. We've got some kites that are about as big as a hang glider might be. Wow. So the size varies all over the place. You were
telling me some very interesting facts about kite flying. You know, it takes some require a team, you know, that have to hold on, and some of them go into the ground. Is that something when customers come in that you show them how to use the kite that they purchase?
Sure. So I like to say we can take you from zero to hero in kiting, right? So even if you have no experience, but you're wanting to get into big kite stuff, all of our staff here, and including Courtney and I, we can teach you through the process as far as, you know, the equipment you'll need, all the way to how to go and do it out there safely, right? That's the whole point.
Oh, for sure. Safety is key, first and foremost. I want you to walk us over here because we were telling you about the size difference, right? You picked up one, come on this way, you picked up one that was super small for, let's say, a toddler maybe, somebody who's trying to hold on to something tightly?
Sure. This is called a micro kite. It's going to be the smallest kite I have in the store. Well, with its size, it has a drawback. It doesn't like a whole lot of wind, right? So that's something we have to keep in mind here on the coast.
Yeah. If you give that to a toddler, he lets it go, he's going to have the worst day of vacation, right?
Yes. Yeah,
but you're also not going to give a toddler one of these huge ones. Show us around to see some of the ones that you've got up here. I know that you've got such a different, massive display, but you also have them throughout the store.
Sure. So a really popular one here is Opie. Opie the octopus comes in a bunch of colors.
Okay.
That's that one right up there.
Okay.
Parents and grandparents love this one for the kids because there's no assembly. So it doesn't get
open it up.
Right? There's no parts to go missing, anything like that. So that's a really good one.
Okay.
You might look at something like
we got so many kites. I got so many kites.
You might look at this red, white, and blue one here. That's going to be one of those that I refer to as closer to an adult kite.
Okay.
You know, it's rated for 10 plus on the package, but it flies on a 100-pound line, so it's a stronger kite just overall.
100-pound line, so that means if the wind picks it up, you're getting that line that's really going to be secure to hold on to it, right?
Right, so I like to tell people you'll definitely know there's a kite on the end of the line with this one.
Yes, okay. Right? You guys also do a lot of events throughout the year. Port Aransas gets very busy, but you like to have space on the beach. You guys take your kites and you go to the beach, and you really do. You had one for Mother's Day last weekend. What else do you have coming up?
That's right. So we skip the summer, right, because it's too busy here. But we do a Columbus Day weekend festival as well, and that's every year. So Mother's Day and Columbus Day are kind of our set dates. We'll do one in the winter, usually in February sometime, because we do have a lot of winter Texan visitors that are here throughout the winter, and they can't make it to the May or October one, so we do one for them as well.
Well, this is such a fun hobby. It's for sure something that I'm going to have to get in. I feel like it's an easy one for me to jump into, but I don't need one that's like a huge one, but I don't want the micro one. I know you're going to give me a little bit of a lesson. Can we head to the beach here soon and go figure out how to fly some kites?
I think it's a great time.
Okay. Right. Time is now. The time is now. Jeremy, though, for people who want more information on where to find you in the store, where can we go?
Sure. So you can go to our website. It's flyatporta.com. You can find us on Facebook and a lot of the other socials as well. But our website will have links to all of those as well.
Okay, perfect. Visit PortAransas.com for all the info on Port Aransas. I'm also going to put a link up on our website, HoustonLife.tv, so people can easily find you. But what do you say we head to the beach?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Houston Life will be right back. Welcome back to Houston Live. I have had so much fun here in Port Aransas. Jeremy, I've never been here before. A short drive down 59 all the way, maybe about 3 hours from Houston. I love it. I'm never leaving. So thank you for having me as a guest today.
Yeah, no
you and your wife are in charge of Fly at Port A, this magnificent kite shop. And you know, when I stepped in, I didn't realize there was such a love for kiting. And you say there are all kinds of shapes and sizes. You've set up some pretty magnificent kites for us today.
Well, thank you. Yeah, so as you can kind of see, you know, not all kite stuff is just the kites in the air. There's things on the ground. There's even extra bits that we call line laundry, which is a very popular thing to do down here.
Let me ask you really fast. When I first think of a kite, I think of me holding onto a string and running with the wind, right?
Sure, yeah, so we don't do that down here, right? We say if you've got to run with the kite, just wait for another day, right? Because the wind's almost always blowing, so no, we don't run with kites here. We can hold on to them if you want, but generally most people are going to stake them off and fly multiple kites at a time.
Yeah, I mean the magnificent beaches are a perfect place for this. Look at how many people have kites out today, and you say it gets even busier and crazier than this.
Oh yeah, we're in a perfect spot with the wind, the space that we have. You know, we're in a protected zone here where vehicles can't drive over our kites and things like that. So it's important to have that sort of space, and we've got it.
Okay, you say setting up the kites is easy. It takes a little bit of but not too much time, but once you get a hang of it, you're really just going to put it up and let it fly in the air. And they do come with instructions.
They do, yeah, for sure.
But you did mention something called line laundry. Explain to our viewers what that is.
So line laundry is little extra bits, right? We use a kite to lift other things up in the air with it. Can I just show you how to connect it?
Yeah, where are we going to need to move for this?
Yeah, we're going to go over to this kite over here. It's a pretty strong kite.
Okay.
Right, so the bigger the line laundry, the stronger the kite you need to lift it.
Okay, and this is connected to this beautiful one right there, right?
That's right, yeah. So, and what we'll do is, you know, usually you might stage this before, but I wanted to show you guys connecting it.
Okay.
We'll just connect this by wrapping it around a few times.
Okay. And it's almost like the accessory to your kite.
Exactly, right. So you can accessorize, and now we've got a jellyfish.
That is so cute. Is that what you've got going on right here with the fish over here?
Yes, different sizes, different pieces. Some of the biggest stuff we have is actually line laundry.
Really quickly, Jeremy, I want you to also acknowledge the crabs that are on the floor. Those are also a type of kite.
Exactly. We'll call those ground bouncers. They're really popular down here. They just scuttle around. They go crazy as it gets windier. It's a lot of fun.
I love all the colors, and I bet when you get them going, it just looks like one big crab sea party, right?
It does.
On the beach.
It does, yeah. And there will be times where there will be 30 crabs out here between all the kite flyers, so it's a really cool show.
Okay, Fly at Port A. First of all, tell our viewers where we can find you and get more information when they're down here in Port Aransas.
Yeah, so of course you can find us here in town. We're easy to find. We're the only kite shop, so you can just ask people where the kite shop is.
Yeah.
Online, we're on flyatporta.com.
Okay.
And there's links to all of our socials on there as well.
Over 35 years in the business, you and your wife, Courtney, have taken over and done some incredible things. I feel like I've learned so much about kiting today. I feel so thankful to learn this new hobby.
Well, let's go test out what you learned. Okay. We have a surprise for you. You've got your very own kite right back here.
What? I get a kite? Oh my goodness. This is, oh my gosh. Courtney, your beautiful wife, Courtney. Oh my gosh, do I just let this go?
So you can pump it.
Okay, we're pumping it.
And then you can let it out and it'll get more air.
How? Can I let it out far?
Yep, for sure. Just start letting line out.
Start letting it go. Oh, how high is too high, Jeremy?
There you go. Now it'll lift back up.
You
and
guys,
you can let it out more.
thank you so much. This is so fun. This is a beautiful kite. What a perfect day for this. Fly at Port A here in Port Aransas. You guys are so awesome for showing us this. I love it. It's a perfect activity when you come to the beach, and this beach is magnificent, by the way. Visit portaransas.com. Oh my gosh, I'm never leaving. Just kidding. Thank you guys again.
No problem. No problem.
Houston Life will be right back. Oh my gosh.
There you go.